Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze launched on the Wii U back in 2014 as a follow-up to the Wii classic Country Returns. At the time, the Wii U was already swamped with a ton of 2D platformer games, such as New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Luigi U, and Rayman Legends. People at the time were just burnt out of the genre, causing less than optimal sales. It was a shame because in my opinion, Tropical Freeze was a much better platformer than any of the games that I mentioned. So fast forward to 2018 and Nintendo has re-released this classic for the Nintendo Switch, giving Nintendo fans another chance to try out this amazing gem. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze's gameplay is pretty much standard of your typical 2D platformer fare. You take control of Donkey Kong as you explore these amazing 2.5D levels. Tropical Freeze has very tight and responsive controls that make playing this game almost feel like a dream. To add more depth to the gameplay, you can enlist the help of Diddy, Trixie, or Cranky Kong to help you through the levels. While I'm more or less stuck with Trixie Kong due to her flight ability, there is this odd feeling of satisfaction using Cranky Kong's Scrooge McDuck style attack on enemies as I progress through the levels. What adds a lot of replayability to the game is the sheer amount of collectibles that there are to find in each level. I would often find myself replaying stages 3 or 4 times to make sure I got all of the Kong letters and all of the puzzle pieces. The reward for collecting all these are also worthwhile as well, giving me a greater incentive in making sure that I go in and collect all of them in each level. One thing I hear Tropical Freeze criticized a lot for is the sharp difficulty spikes. While there are at times great jumps in difficulty, they are all doable, and at the same time, they are strangely cathartic. Every time I died in the game, it was my own fault. Every mistake I saw coming a mile away, and all I had to do was try and fix those problems I was having to move on to the next level. Honestly, I like those kinds of difficulty curves. The type of difficulty that I know I can clear it, I just need to change my approach. And when I finally make it, I get a massive sense of pride for doing so. Although, there are many ways to help combat these difficulty spikes for players who only want to have a good time and don't want to end up breaking their Joy-Cons in half in frustration. While the item shop makes a return to this game allowing you to buy items to help aid you through more difficult parts, there's an entire new game mode called Funky Mode. In this mode, you have the ability to play as Funky Kong for any of the levels you want to do. The appeal of playing Funky Kong is that he's almost too cool to die. He is immune to almost all hazards and help players who just want to take it easy and enjoy the game on a casual level. In addition to this mode, you are given more health whether you play as Funky or Donkey Kong. You also have the ability to save collectibles that you have gathered if you quit mid-level. The game mode also allows players to move on to the next level if they are too stumped on the one they are currently on. To be honest, I can really appreciate Funky Mode. If I ever want to play this game casually with friends who may not be into it as I am, Funky Mode is a great addition. It does greatly lower the barrier of entry for people as well who may not be too into 2D platformers. If you don't wish to play with all these additions, the original mode from the Wii U version is still there for you to play completely intact. The last thing I want to touch on with this game is the overall presentation. All of the levels in this game are just fantastic to look at and are amazingly well crafted. While each island in the game has its own theme, each level on the islands really managed to stand out to me in one way or another. The music in this game is also just breathtaking at times, as David Wise and company do it again to construct a masterpiece of a soundtrack. Each track fits each level incredibly well, and some of the more ambience tracks are definitely my favorite. The Switch version of this game also got a nice visual boost as well, playing at a full 1080p when docked, and handheld mode looks great in a 720p screen. The game also manages to keep a consistent 60 frames per second, and I never noticed any frame dips in my time playing this game, adding to the game's overall fluidity. Retro Studios has easily become one of my favorite development teams at Nintendo. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is a masterpiece in the world of 2D platformers, and is easily the best one out there to date. I will go as far to say that Tropical Freeze is easily better than any of the new Super Mario Bros. Games, and that Donkey Kong is truly the king of the genre. If you missed this amazing game on the Wii U, I can fully recommend that you pick up this game. It is worth every penny you will spend. And that does it for our review. To see the written review, be sure to check out our website, GamingGammon.com. A link to the site will be down in the description bar below. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. And if this is your first time checking out my channel via this review, hey, be sure to stick around and subscribe for future reviews, let's plays, commentaries, and more. And as always everyone, thanks for watching.